Hello, everyone, and welcome to our next webinar. Today, we are talking about YouTube promotion, how to grow your YouTube channel, how to get brand awareness, build brand awareness. And today, I have an awesome guest, expert in this niche. How are you, my friend?
Yeah, I'm doing well, Anatoly. Thanks a lot for having me here. I'm looking forward to the session.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I'm excited to learn more about YouTube because I spent some time promotion my YouTube channel. I have Russian channel with 1 million views, and right now I'm trying to extend this channel as well. And tell me a little bit about your background, why you decided to promote business on YouTube.
Yeah, so I think, in terms of my earliest experience within digital marketing, it would have been on YouTube back in 2008. I think that was when I first started creating YouTube content. And, ever since then, I've just experimented with loads of different types of channels. So I've created channels from the technology niche to gaming niches to the sport niche. And over the years, I've just kind of been able to see how YouTube as a platform has developed, how content creators have sort of shifted their strategy, seeing what kind of videos were the most effective, what kind of channels were doing the best, and kind of trying to analyze why that was the case. So yeah, several of the channels that I made, I've had channels that have had millions of views. I've had channels that have had less than that, but at the end of the day, it's just all of that experience kind of helped me understand somewhat of a good formula for anyone who wants to even start out today, because I think it's always a good time to start out. So then, yeah, I kind of focused more on the SEO aspect of YouTube as well, and kind of seeing how that can have an impact as well on growth, especially for newer content creators. But yeah, that's pretty much the overview.
Okay, I got it. Yeah, interesting insights. By the way, I have the first question about starting from scratch. For example, if you have no channel and you think about creating the first one, and I often get the question, it's too late or not, because it's hard to compete with existing big channels, popular ones, and what suggestions can you give to content creators to start channel today?
Yeah, I think the first question that needs to be asked is why you're starting the channel in the first place, because I think people have different types of motivations for starting on YouTube as well. But I think in terms of the right time, is it the right time? Absolutely, it's the right time. I think right this second, it's always going to be a good time to start. And the reason for that is let's say we compare it to Google, right? If we compare, being a content creator on YouTube as opposed to having a website that you want to rank on YouTube. On YouTube, it's going to take you a hell of a lot more time to do, because Google understands authority and the rest of it. But the thing is that when we're talking about the way that YouTube decides which videos and which content creators to show its audience, that works in a very different way. And the reason why I say you can always start today is because YouTube will always give you an opportunity to nurture an audience from scratch. So if people like the content that you create, then it's always going to be a good time to start and be able to build that out. And, as well, YouTube makes it a lot easier for your content to be spread across different types of audience bases. So, for example, I get a lot of my videos shown to people who just look for SEO content, who have never seen me before, but it can come up as, suggested videos, because maybe the other people who watch the video that they're watching also watch my videos as well, which means that I'm essentially getting free promotion from YouTube, because it's associating my content with other types of content that people are watching on other channels. And that's why it's a lot easier for people to kind of get the initial growth on YouTube, as opposed to having essentially to be sandboxed on Google for several months, where it's like you're not really getting any results. So that's, I guess, yeah, it's always a great time to start.
I remember some data as well, that today we have 2 billion YouTube users. They usually spend 40 minutes a day on YouTube, and only 31 million YouTube channels. If we compare this data with Google, there are 1.8 8 billion websites, and yeah, it's far away with the competition on YouTube. It's low, and okay, where to start? For example, I decided to create my YouTube channel. What I need to do in the first stage?
Yeah, so the first stage is you got to figure out who is doing similar things to what you want to do. So, for example, if you wanted to start out creating content about, like SEO, for instance, let's talk about SEO. You check to see who else is creating SEO related content, and you need to look very closely into a couple of different things. You need to look into the actual content that they're creating. It's worth even watching their videos just to get an idea in terms of how well, or at least how they're executing their video styles. And the reason why I say that is because the videos that you're going to be shown at the top, most likely YouTube is going to recommend them either if that content creator has been verified, or if the videos that are showing up at the top, they must have some great engagement. They must have, they must be videos that people go on and watch, and they watch the full duration of that video. So they're there for a reason. And I think that's really important. So the first thing you do is really check through to see what other people are doing and try and dissect some kind of techniques that they're using in their videos that you can then implement as well. And also look at the comments as well. You need to scan for everything. Look for the engagement that they get. Look for the amount of likes they get per video as a percentage of the view count. Do the same thing with their comments. Take a look at what people are actually commenting about the video, because a lot of times people will create content and they start off on YouTube and they just create content for the sake of it. And I that's just something I disagree with. And I disagree with that as well for websites that create content just for the sake of it, is that there needs to be a purpose, right? So you've got to think, well, what are other people doing and why are these things working for them? And how am I going to be able to implement that myself, as well as moving the audience down the funnel that I want to move them through, right? So it's like, are you trying to create YouTube videos just to build an audience just for the sake of having more subscribers? Or are you doing it because you want to bring in some customers and you want to essentially funnel people, let's say from YouTube, to access your website or your shop or whatever it may be? So that's the first kind of thing I would do. It's just a lot of research, and you've got to kind of take in as much information from people who are already succeeding.
Mm-hmm. Okay, we have the question from my team. They want to know, please, can you make a list of most 5 typical mistakes for YouTubers?
Okay, yeah, I'll try and do this at the top of my head. So the first one I would say is creating videos for the sake of it, where there's no real thought behind the video content. The second I would say is actually picking different types of videos and different niches, because YouTube's not going to understand where, for example, or what your channel's about. Because say, for instance, I upload videos about sport, technology, fitness, celebrities, and cars, right? And I've got videos about all of these things. And let's say somebody watches my video and they subscribe because they were watching the car video and they thought, wow, okay, this is some great car videos. And then they just see in their subscription feed a bunch of videos about celebrities or tech or things that aren't relevant to why they subscribed. And then what are they going to do? They're just not going to watch your videos. And that's a bad signal from YouTube's perspective. It's saying that people who have subscribed to this channel, they're not even engaging, they're not watching. This is 80% of the video content because only 20% is about cars, right? So that's the second one. The third one I would say is when people start YouTube because they want to make money. And I feel like if you were to do that back in 2009, 2010, I would have said, fair enough. But nowadays, like, YouTube creators don't make nearly as much as they used to. You'd have to get consistently tens of thousands of views just to be able to make a little bit of cash. So, I would say, and a lot of people to this day still start YouTube for money. And I think that's a big mistake. Mm-hmm. Another mistake that YouTubers make is that they don't try and be more like customizable with their content. They don't try and create custom like thumbnails. They don't want to kind of create fancy titles, and they don't want to create fancy content, good content in general. And I think that's a mistake, because at the end of the day, you want to be enticing click-through rate. You want to be able to make sure that people can engage on your videos, because obviously these will provide better signals. And the fifth mistake, let me think about this. I think in general for YouTubers, one mistake that they don't do is that they're not very good at kind of moving users to other pieces of content, whether it's, because a lot of times a video will end and that's it, and that user's going to go and watch a video from a different creator. So the mistake here is like people aren't able to kind of weave similar pieces of content together. So as soon as somebody watches one of your videos, you can add an end screen to link them to another video that's relevant that they might want to watch, or link them to a relevant, let's say, post on your website or on social media. So I think that's a mistake that some people do, is they're not maximizing the amount of traffic that they can get and, let's say, views for similar videos and that kind of stuff. So I'd say those, just off the top of my head, would be some mistakes.
Yeah, got it. Okay, tell me about keyword research or YouTube recommendations. What do you prefer? Because I see some channels, they spend some time to find the right keyword by using some keyword research tools, and other channels don't care about keywords. They think about YouTube suggestions to get these recommendations. And what is the best strategy and why?
Yeah, I think the bigger your channel is, the less important it is to optimize your videos. And that's just because if you have so many subscribers and people know you already, they're going to be recommended your videos as soon as you upload. Even if you upload a video and the title of that video is a smiley face, like YouTube's still going to recommend it to you because it knows that you like that content creator. So I think when it comes to stuff like keyword research and optimizing your videos, that's going to be very important for people who are starting out, especially because they probably won't have as big of a following at that point in time. And I think, the problem that YouTubers have is that it's quite difficult to know. For example, let's consider Google and the search volume of keywords. You are not going to know the search volume of keywords for YouTube. It doesn't matter what different tools are telling you. It doesn't matter even tools like, extensions like TubeBuddy or vidIQ. There is no, like YouTube doesn't tell you. It's not going to tell you how many times people search for any particular keyword in a month. So people are like, well, what am I going to do now? So I think the most important thing, which is what I do most of the time, is just look at the auto suggested. So whenever you type in on the search bar a type of keyword, you kind of get to see what's being shown after it. If you put the little, not the minus sign, the one that's below, like the lower line, and then put a space and then put your keyword, you can see all of the text that comes before that people are searching for. So these are just some ways that you can do to essentially research some keywords that YouTube is associating with getting a high number of search volume, because otherwise they wouldn't be suggested. So YouTube is quite smart at doing this. It can be a bit fiddly, but most of the time it does update them fairly quickly. So you could use that if it comes to research, but you can also use something like Google Trends and specify it for YouTube search and type in the kind of overarching topic you want to talk about and just see if that is a trending topic that you might be able to create some content about.
Okay, the next question from my team as well. Why do you YouTubers create different accounts when it is advisable to create separate channel?
I think you only want to create a separate channel if you're going to be creating content about something completely different to what you're doing on your current channel. So, for example, if I was a YouTuber that really likes tech, but also really likes gaming, I might have a channel dedicated to tech, which is my main channel, but I might create another channel and upload gaming videos on there, and then just tailor that to that particular audience. And the reason why you do that is, like I said before, if you're getting subscribers from watching your tech video, but on the same channel you upload gaming videos, and the people who subscribed to you because of your tech videos see that in their subscription feed and they're like, well, I'm not interested in this isn't what I subscribe for, then they might either unsubscribe or they might not watch your videos, and you won't get that engagement. That's a bad signal to YouTube, and it's going to have an adverse effect on your overall visibility. So that's why I would say keep them separate channels if you're creating separate types of content.
Even if you have different languages, because I have a Russian YouTube channel and English channel. And, I remember one time YouTube shared some advice about separating channels. And YouTubers told that you can separate channels if you want, but in most cases they don't recommend it, because if someone doesn't engage your content, YouTube algorithms figure out and doesn't recommend these videos. For example, if you have some subscribers and they don't engage one type of content, they skip it with recommendation. But if they like another type, they can show it. YouTube algorithms pretty fine, but I see often when YouTubers prefer to separate channels, just to engage with different audiences. Okay, we have the next question. Is it best to have a strong social media following first if you want to make a successful YouTube account?
I mean, if you've already got a strong social media following, then sure. I mean, it's just an easy way to get some initial boost in terms of your visibility. But the only thing that I would say there is you've got to be very, very careful. And I see this a lot. I see this happening so much, especially on Twitter, where people create YouTube channels and they start telling all of their followers to subscribe to the channel. Now, I don't personally like that approach. And the reason why I don't like that approach is unless these people actually care about the content that you're creating on YouTube, then I don't want them to subscribe to me. I don't want to ask people to subscribe to me if they're not actually interested in the content that I produce. So, for example, to everyone who is watching this now, you're watching this because you care about YouTube. There's a lot of people that care about SEO. So it's like, will I care if I was to say to you guys to subscribe to my channel? Of course I would say that, because I know that there's the interest there from this audience group. But let's say if we were having a conversation about something completely irrelevant, let's say we were talking about cars, am I going to ask everyone who's watching this to subscribe to my channel? Absolutely not, because my channel is about SEO and digital marketing. Mm-hmm. And then if people are going to be subscribing from, let's say, social media, and you upload content that's on YouTube that's different to what you kind of post on social media, there's going to be, a discrepancy there. People aren't going to be watching your videos even if they subscribe to you because they feel like, oh, I'm helping you out because I'm subscribing to you. But that's not the case. You help someone out if you subscribe to them and watch their videos and engage with them because you genuinely care about the videos there. And I think that's the thing you got to watch out for when it comes to social media and saying, well, is it going to be easier? Yes, it might be easier to get subscribers, but make sure you're only sharing it if it's people who actually care about the content that you are going to upload.
Mm-hmm. Okay, we have the next question. By the way, guys, submit your YouTube channels because in the end of webinar, we are going to review them. We have 3 channels already. And if you have some channels, comment below and we will review them. Okay, the next question. My channel is focused around specific industry where the niche hasn't really been created yet. So my products are varied and don't fit a theme. How difficult is to create an industry niche? I mean, like specific niche.
Yeah, I think if you're trying to create some kind of, I guess, micro niche in your industry, it's one of those things where it's kind of your job to be more proactive in getting the following, because if people aren't necessarily knowing too much about this particular micro niche, then you've got to do, I guess, more. You've got to do more to promote yourself. So you can try and maybe look for places online where there are a bunch of these niches, like Reddit. Reddit is a perfect example where you might be able to find some subreddits that have some similarities with the niche that you're into. So I think, it can be more difficult, but it just means that you need to, it's going to take more effort from your part to get people invested into the content that you're making. But by no means am I going to say here that it's not going to work. I think it just requires a bit more effort.
I just want to add, if your niche is unique, you guys, it's much better than you have a lot of competition. Provide new videos, new insights, and I often see some channels from unique niches, and they have a lot of engagement because of low competition. Just do it, create content. Okay. The next question from Robert. Is commenting on other videos a good strategy to gain attention?
Yes, it is. Only if you've got, useful things to add. So, if you're going to comment great video, then It's like, well, no one's really going to be looking more into that. But usually the types of comments that you can put on other people's channels would just, just make it relevant, make it thought-provoking, that if somebody kind of scrolls past it, they'll look at it and they'll be like, okay, here, this person is, they've got an interesting point, or they've made an interesting comment. So as long as you can do that, at least people see your face. Even if they don't click on your channel and subscribe, they can still just recognize your face. And maybe if you comment on another video of that same creator, people will kind of look through the comments and be like, oh yeah, I recognize this person. And then they'll look, and then they might click on your channel, they might look at your videos, they might subscribe. So yeah, definitely comment on other videos, but only comment on the videos that have the same audience that you want to target, essentially.
I love the strategy, by the way, Robert. I can tell you, because I comment a lot on other channels, and I have a new guest for I think like in the I don't remember exactly. I need to check out my scheduling. And by the way, I can share my screen. I think that, and this girl, she uses only this strategy, to get attention and get following and get engagement. She comments a lot on other channels. That's why I decided to invite her to share these insights, because I use commenting a lot, and I can share my insights. What you need to do, it's better to comment in the first hour after submitting content from other channels, influencers, to share more value. Don't try to submit like, thank you, good content. It doesn't work. But if you extend value, bring something new, interesting insights, you can get more attention, and people when open your channel, you have a good chance to get this engagement. And let me share my screen. Give me a few seconds. Share screen. And I think one moment. Something, it's loading. Okay, we can skip it. No, I can open it. And if you want to use this strategy, you need to watch this webinar with Jade Choi, and she only uses this strategy to get attention, to comment a lot on other posts, and she will share these insights on this webinar. Just set up reminder and learn how to use the strategy. Okay, we can continue with the questions. What's the next question? Thanks for subscribing. Yes, I see it. What are some good ways to engage for more watch hours?
I mean, the most blunt answer I can give you is just create good videos that people want to watch till the end. I feel like, and this question gets brought up a lot, and it's also really important to kind of look in your own YouTube analytics to see where people are kind of dropping out and clicking off your video, because usually you'll kind of see it go like that, where towards the beginning you'll have the majority of people watching, but at certain points people will click off. And I guess, do your own due diligence and kind of see at what particular points of a video people stop watching, and figure out why that's the case. But I think if you want to get more watch time, your videos just need to be absolutely insane. And there was something that I hear, so I think, in the list of questions, there was something to do with, will giving promotions be a good way of doing this? And some YouTubers, they will say, watch the rest of this video, towards the end, there'll be some kind of giveaway or whatever. And I think, if you want to do that, then sure, like any way that you can to get people kind of onto or to watch the full extent of the videos itself. But the kind of easiest way to do that is just creating videos that people actually want to watch. And I feel like, this comes to when you're a new channel and you're kind of like, well, what kind of content should I be creating? I kind of structure it in terms of 3 different categories. So your videos can either be educational, they can be entertaining, or they can be inspiring. So ideally you have like 2 of those kind of grouped together, but even one is enough. So it's like if you're creating educational videos, if you're a good educator at what you're doing, people will watch your video till the end because they're understanding there's value there. If you're a very good entertainer, people will watch your video till the end because they're very entertained. They like the content, they're enjoying it. So that's the kind of thought process you want to have. It's like, well, I kind of like, and when I create my content, I just like getting to the point because I feel like if I'm educating people on digital marketing, I just want to tell them what they need to know. They enjoy that content and then they can move on to the next video or whatever. So that's why generally, watch time on my channel is pretty good, just because I kind of feel like, okay, it's my job to create, educational videos that people will go to, get the idea and move on. And that's that. And by the time they've kind of realized they've sat through maybe just under 10 minutes of content, that's when they finish, because that's when the value has finished as well. So it's one of those things where, if you want to increase your watch time, just be very, very cautious of what is actually included in your video. Like, how can you make it more entertaining? How can you make it more inspiring? How can you make it more educational, depending on the category you go for? So that's the kind of tip I would have if you want to work on the watch time aspect.
Yeah, testing is the best approach to figure out. By the way, what do you think about promo? Because I listened to audio podcast a few days ago, and one influencer, she had a lot of subscribers. I don't remember exactly, but I got insights that you don't need to use promo. For example, a lot of videos have invitation, introduction, and after this to submit promo. And she strongly recommended don't use it because you lose your watching time, and people will leave your videos. What do you think about this suggestion? Because in my videos I often use it, and right now I think to change the strategy.
Yeah, I think with promos, it very much depends on who you are as a content creator. Like some people, they'll kind of get into a promotion after a minute in the video, but then people will just press, the L button on the keyboard, and that will fast forward 10 seconds each time. They'll keep doing that for a bit until they get past it. So it's not always going to be the case that people will just leave, but I think you've just got to be very, very careful about any kind of promotions you do, because some people who do giveaways, and they'll be like, okay, you need to comment or something like this on this video to be entered for a giveaway. What do some people do? They create multiple YouTube channels, just go on that one video, comment, leave, and they'll never come back to that video unless they've won, of course, and then they contact you. But, that's why you have to be very careful, because it can be a very dangerous game if you're inviting people and incentivizing them through a promotion or a giveaway, and you end up getting like, let's say there's 5 people who create 5 accounts just to comment on that one video. Then you've got about maybe 20 kind of essentially fake comments of people who will never, ever go back to your channel. So that's why you should be very careful, but only do it if it's genuinely part of the kind of overall content you do. For example, like there's a lot of tech YouTubers who do giveaways for different tech stuff, and that makes sense just because they already create good content about that, they review them, and it just makes sense to do a giveaway. So, I would never, ever do a promotion where it's like, whoever comments, I'll pick a random winner and give them like $50, because how is that adding value? How is that relevant to the content that you're making? So if I was to do it, it would be for like a kind of like a trial for an SEO tool, for instance, if I was to do one. Do I do it in this current point in time? I don't. But, you just got to be tricky, kind of see what other people are doing and get a feel for if it's actually going to be viable for you to do.
Okay, got it. The next question, we are new channel, covering TV shows, movies. Our content is quality and consistent. How can we use SEO to grow our channel?
Okay, I think, well, if you're covering TV shows and movies, is it mainly that you're like reviewing them, or you just kind of talk about them? Because you've got to be careful about that in terms of any kind of copyright issues that might happen, because if you get hit by copyright strikes, if you've got ads on your videos, for example, the royalties will go to the people whose content it is in the first place. But, utilizing SEO, you just kind of have to get the relevancy aspects right in terms of, your titles, your tags, your descriptions. Make sure that you are adding the relevancy in there. So YouTube is associating your content with that particular TV show or movie. But, relevancy is only part of the game. You've still got quality metrics as well. You've got engagement metrics as well that YouTube look into. So there's all sorts of different things that you need to do. But I just find it interesting when you say that your content is quality and consistent, because how are you measuring that? How are you measuring the fact that your videos are quality? Are you getting almost 100% watch time? Are you getting a very high percentage of engagement per your views? So for example, if you have 100 views, are you getting almost like 80 or 90 likes a video? That's something of how I would kind of measure quality. So it's important to kind of focus more about obviously the content itself, because at the end of the day, once you add the relevancy parts in there for the SEO in terms of your title, tag, description, etc., then it's all down to how viewers are. Essentially, it's down to the viewers. Are they liking your videos? Do they consider your videos to be of quality? Are they favoriting your videos? Are they sharing your videos? These are all important things that can have a massive impact on your visibility. So there are definitely things you can do there. Are you using audible calls to actions in your videos? Are you telling people to kind of push for that engagement if they're enjoying it? Because sometimes people do need that push, but there are all sorts of different things that you can do from an SEO perspective, but you just need to remember the elements of relevancy plus engagement plus quality, and those three mixed in together is essentially the YouTube algorithm.
Yeah, and I agree about the measuring quality of videos, because it's a little bit tricky. I think that bad content doesn't exist. It depends. It helps someone. Others might hate your content, and that's okay, perfectly fine. You can't satisfy everyone. And if you are consistent in your way and try to improve a little bit step by step, that's okay. You can create high quality content for someone. Yeah, and just learn your metrics as well. Okay, we have another question about I think like pay-per-click. Should I opt for only non-skippable ads in my videos, or should I select all the type of ads?
I think this question's about just the monetization bit. So it's like, if you want to have ads shown on your videos to get paid, if you use non-skippable ads, a lot of people really don't like having to wait for ads, especially if it's the longer ones that are like maybe 20 seconds. But I think, all types of ads will, I suppose, be okay for you. I think it also depends on how big your channel is. I mean, it's like, I don't really value having ads on my videos unless I'm consistently getting tens of thousands of views, because otherwise it's really is peanuts at the end of the day. Like, it's much better, I think, to even start without trying to monetize your channel, building up the audience first. And then, there comes a time where you build up the audience, you're getting the views consistently, that you can start adding ads. That what's better than doing ads right off the bat is just doing some kind of partnerships with different companies that are relevant. I think that's going to be a lot better for you than doing ads, just because people hate ads, right? And if you're a small channel, you're not going to get much money from people seeing ads on your videos. Not as much as you used to anyway, back in like 2012, but.
Yeah, I never use monetization on YouTube because I usually sell my products, and yeah, I think it depends. It's better to test. But by the way, you can use pay-per-click to get new subscribers as well. I can recommend discovery if you wanna get subscribers, and streaming if you wanna get more engagement with your videos, because you can retain users if you have high quality videos. YouTube will rank higher your videos. I use this strategies for my Russian channel. And it works for any other channels. Just test a little bit, because for some clients, discovery works, for others, stream works, for the rest, nothing works. So it depends. Okay, we have the question. Would you love to have my channel reviewed? Can we do it? To analyze this channel? What do you think?
Yeah, absolutely. I can do it. I need to just find the link unless I just type it in directly here. So bear with me. Destin George Bell. Let's have a look. Destin George Bell. Let's see if I can find your channel. Well, searching for your name, I can't find it. I'm going to try and filter by channel and see if I can. No, I'll have to get onto the actual video.
Just submit your video or channel in the comments, and yeah, we will check out. Okay. The next question: I have a channel specific to aviation and cabin crew careers, interviews, etc. Any tips on how to strategize content for it and gain followers?
Yeah, I think, with this kind of niche, if you already take a look and see what people are creating content about on YouTube related to aviation and things to do with cabin crews as well, I'm sure there's going to be a lot of stuff on there. So if you want to strategize content, it would be better to kind of like, as you just did now, you were essentially listing out the different types of content there. So you said like careers, interviews. So get a list of all of these. You can create content around them, create playlists for them specifically. So then you've got, people go on your channel because they're interested in aviation or they're interested in being a cabin crew member. So, then can go on your channel and see that you've got all of these playlists listed out. So I think that's a great way to categorize content. I think playlists are heavily underused by a lot of people. For example, on my channel, it's like I've got different playlists for people who want to learn content marketing, link building, SEO, video marketing. So, it's all specifically laid out so that anyone who goes on there, they will find something or a playlist that they are interested in. And especially if it's about the same thing, so like cabin crew, you'll be able to end up getting a lot of more engagement on that if you've got these playlists. And then you can essentially use things like end screens and cards to link people, reference them to other videos that you've got that are similar. So that's going to be a great way for you to maximize your traffic.
Yeah, valuable. Okay, the next question. My channel is focused on growing the NBA, second league, new esport. How do you draw views outside of our typical audience?
Okay, so I think, with esports and gaming, it's a very, very, it's super, super saturated. So I think to answer your question about drawing views outside of your typical audience, I think it's more about, like I mentioned this earlier, about being more proactive. So go and find some communities online that aren't on YouTube, such as Facebook, such as Reddit, such as Twitter, other platforms where people will be interested in NBA 2K. And then from there, you'll be able to kind of engage with people and just try and build followings on there. And I think I think it's a lot easier sometimes as well with gaming because, people will watch gaming videos if the person who's playing them is either very good at that game or is just very entertaining. So I think, just look for other online communities. I know Twitter's quite good for gaming. And also Reddit, you'll definitely be able to find a subreddit for 2K or even basketball in general. There might be other basketball games where you can kind of steal the audiences essentially onto your channel.
Yep. I usually use LinkedIn, LinkedIn groups. By the way, if you search for LinkedIn groups, you can submit your content there or promote your LinkedIn account to get engagement as well. And Quora and Reddit work perfectly fine, but it's better to find active places where you can submit your content. It works as well, but you can't submit only links. Share value in any places and add your YouTube channel. Why not? It helps. Okay, the next question to review Yogbella channel. I think it's about yoga. It's a yoga channel where I share yoga tutorials.
I think if I type that in, hopefully I'll be able to find that. So apologies to Destin. So because I just literally searched on it on YouTube, I couldn't find it, and I'm not on the actual video that you're watching now. I'm on StreamYard. But Yogbella, let me type that in, and we can have a look. So I found the channel. Although my internet's being a bit funny, so nothing's coming up in terms of like the channel banner or the video thumbnails. So it might be better, Anatoly, if you share your screen and look at this channel because it's going to be quite hard for me.
Guys, please submit links to your channel, because it's tough to find from YouTube search if you have no authority, or yeah, it depends. Yeah, I try to find it. Bella. Yeah, I think I have some suggestion.
Yeah, my internet's just been funny today, so
yeah,
like,
yeah.
even on YouTube, I can't even see any panels.
I share my screen. Okay. I think this channel, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
2,000 subscribers. Cool.
Okay, so I think right off the bat, you know, it just looks like you're keeping it simple, which is quite nice. I think, you know, you've got your, in terms of the channel banner, that's the first thing that people will kind of look for, and you've got the name there, you know, in kind of a big sized font. And I think in terms of that, for branding purposes, it's quite nice. You know, your thumbnails are very, very consistent, which I'm a big fan of personally. And you've got the different poses there as well in the different videos. I'm just wondering, in terms of the way that you're structuring these content, have you put all of these videos into a playlist? Because it seems like if these are just 30-day yoga challenges, that, you know, people might look for a playlist in that. That's it. So it looks to be like there is. Okay, that's great. Yeah, I think, you know, first impressions, it kind of, the thumbnail, the purpose of the thumbnail is to essentially give an insight as to what people can expect. And I feel like, you know, you've got text there on the left-hand side that is very clear to read. You've got the poses there on the right, and they kind of stand out. So I think in terms of that so far, that is good. The other thing that I would say as well that is a bit concerning is your views as a percentage of your subscriber count. So I haven't taken a look to see the kind of growth of your views and subscribers, but, you know, typically I would say a minimum of 20% is a good range to have in terms of how many views you should have per video, in terms of the overall subscriber count that you've got. Because it might just mean that people subscribed, or you got a bunch of subscribers from maybe one or two or a few videos that were super popular, but then people aren't necessarily continuing to watch, or those subscribers as a whole, you know, if the majority of them aren't watching the content that you're uploading. And your description there is also very, very thin. There's so much that you can add to your description in the channel. You can add a bit about you, when you got into yoga, for like how many years you've been doing yoga, what people can expect on the channel, all sorts of these things that you can utilize on your about page description, to be able to just get, you know, so people understand more about the channel. And you know, joined in 2019, so that was like mid 2019, and you've got 16K subscribers. That sounds like quite strong growth, if I'm honest with you. That's actually pretty good. So it's the question of, yeah, how did you come about getting those subscribers? Did you pay for them? Which I hope you didn't. You know, but these are the kind of questions, and these are the things about that I think about, because, you know, to get maybe under 1,000 views for a video on a channel that has that much subscribers, you know, that is a bit of a red flag. But again, I don't know, because I haven't looked into it. But overall, I think, you know, your videos look fine. I haven't actually clicked on them and looked to see the actual content itself, but, you know, your titles are looking fine. I think they're all consistent. Your thumbnails as well are very consistent. It's a question of maybe, well, how much content are you adding, for example, in your descriptions? Are you using timestamps? Because, you know, your videos are quite long. This is almost 30 minutes of content. Are you using timestamps to split up the content, which it doesn't look like you're using? You know, there are other things you could be doing, like adding hashtags. So you could do like hashtag yoga, for example, in your description, do another hashtag for that type of pose that you're doing. So there are definitely other things that you can be doing in your description. Pad it out a bit more, give some more context about the videos themselves. And also, Anatoly, could you scroll down to see the comments, how many comments there are on the video as well? So this doesn't look too bad. You know, you've got comments, but you're not responding to any of them. this is another mistake that I should have added as well, is when YouTubers don't respond to comments they get. And that's very important. It's very important to increase your attitudinal loyalty, which is essentially people where they love you and your brand. So they will come back and they start caring and advocating about you as a creator. So that's very important to do. So make sure you respond to as many comments as you can. But, your like to dislike ratio is fine. You do get a decent amount of comments. So I think, work on those, work on padding out your content a bit more for the descriptions, your about page as well, even the tags, make sure you're using the right tags. And then try and, figure out to see, well, which were my most popular videos? Why were they popular? How many subscribers did I gain from those videos? And you can see that from your analytics. And then kind of strategize around that and think of, what other content can I make that will hopefully replicate the positive effects that the most popular videos have had.
Yeah, great insights. By the way, if you reply to comments on your YouTube channel, people can submit these comments 6 times more if you engage with their comments. That's why I often to reply to all comments. If you have no time, just find someone who has this time. For example, I have some employees in my team, and they reply to all comments on LinkedIn, on YouTube. It takes a lot of time, like 2 hours a day, just to reply to all comments. But if you care about people who submit comments, they will submit again and again. And it's one of algorithm. YouTube analyzes how people engage with your content, likes, comments, and good advice. I love it. Okay, the next question from Joel: does more content mean more growth?
No, more content does not equal more growth. It's the same kind of thing where when you think of Google, for instance, if you've got a website, just because you're adding content doesn't mean that you're going to grow. It doesn't mean that your impressions will come up. It doesn't mean that your clicks will come up. And that's the same thing on YouTube. So, and the reason why I say that is because, again, some people think that the more they upload, the more views that they'll get. And so there's a difference here between volume and consistency. Consistency and consistent uploading doesn't mean you have to upload so many videos all the time. You can upload 1 video every month, but that's still consistent, right? So I think that consistency is more important than the volume of content as well. So as long as you can demonstrate to your audience that you're going to upload a video at a certain time, at a certain point of the week or month, etc., then at least that's better for them because it gets them into a routine. For example, the videos that I upload on my channel, I upload them every Monday. So at least people can expect to see a video come up every Monday. And if they don't, I can either put a message out there or something like that in case things change. But you want to be consistent, and that's more important than volumes of videos. So no, having more content does not necessarily mean that you're going to have more growth.
Yeah, I agree. Just want to add, I love to submit more videos than once a week because it helps me to improve confidence. If you film a lot of videos, you can improve a little bit when you film these videos. For example, when I started to record my videos, I hated camera. I felt like the camera is my worst enemy in this life. But today I love it because, because of consistency. It's like training. If you don't train every day, you can't be a great sportsman. It's the same with writing. Great authors write every day. You don't need to submit all these videos, but be consistent with training. For example, if you record all everyday videos, you don't need to submit all of them, just train a little bit, and improve a little bit. That's why I use my smartphone, just film some videos and think, can I submit on LinkedIn, or it's better to edit a little bit and submit on YouTube. So it's my way. I think it works for someone as well. Okay.
Yeah, and another thing, just to quickly add to that as well, is if you find that you don't have sometimes time every week to record videos, you can still record a batch of videos in one particular day, but use the scheduling for YouTube to be able to schedule them to be consistent at a time that you want to upload. So you don't have to upload all of the videos you record, as you record them, you can choose to schedule them so that it is more consistent, like you were mentioning.
Yeah. And YouTube cares about retaining audience. If your video doesn't retain, you can't get results. If it retains, YouTube expose this video, bring more engagement. Okay, the next question, is it a good idea to create videos in local languages?
If you've got the audience there in the local language, then do it. I know, for example, I know that a lot of digital marketing content, especially from content creators from India, they create a lot of videos with the local languages, and they get so many views because a lot of people in India like that kind of content. So I think it's about first identifying if people in or who speak your local language or in the kind of country do like that video concepts or the video concepts that you're making. And if they do, then definitely upload them in local languages. I think, you've got to focus always on your direct audiences. So if your direct audiences speak a particular language and you want to reach them, then by all means do that.
Yeah. And I have my Russian channel, I have English channel, and just find some content plan for different channels. For example, when I started my Russian channel, I used some techniques that don't work for my English channel. Quite different, and I was surprised. I thought, I can get a lot of subscribers on my English channel. By the way, no way. It depends. It's better to analyze what worked for some channels and use the strategy, because for my English channel, I comment a lot, I share on LinkedIn, different strategies. But, if you are talking about Russian channel, quite different techniques. It's better to test a little bit and think what worked for you. Okay, does a good brand logo and good camera quality matter when starting a YouTube channel?
I think so. I feel like, maybe 10 years ago, it wouldn't have really mattered. Although, there are some content creators who still are very popular and their video quality is not the best. But I think, especially if you're doing this for a business and for a company and you want to, say, represent yourself or your company, either your personal brand or whatever it may be, it will be better to be as, using the best quality equipment that you can get. So I think, the camera's not actually the most important thing, I think, personally. I think the most important things are a microphone, so a good microphone and good lighting as well. Because I've got quite a decent webcam that I'm using now, and I've got a lighting kit here as well, either side of me. And if I turn off those lights, I will look terrible. So even if you're using a good camera, I think lighting is more important. But I think definitely, try and invest in some good equipment that will make your videos look as professional as they can be.
Agree. That's why I have my microphone, and when I touch it, it doesn't work. So, okay, I need to fix it. Okay, I will do it. You can reply to this question, and I will fix my microphone.
The question that came up before was, what was it? Just a sec. Oh, it's about video length. So, does video length matter? I would say it matters. I think and the interesting thing is as well, when you consider watch time is a percentage. So if you have a 10-second video and everyone who watches that video watches the entire 10 seconds, you're going to essentially have 100% watch time. Is that a good idea? For a lot of channels, it probably isn't. The only channels that works with are the channels that upload like these memes or videos that are very short and very funny, and people just binge watch a lot of them. Those channels do really, really well, actually. But, I think in terms of video length, just focus on being to the point. And that's the thing I said earlier. It's like I don't create videos with the thought of creating them to be a certain time. I just create the videos, get the content out there, get the value out there, and then I finish the video. That's essentially how I do it. And the reason I do that is because when people are watching it, they come for the information. Something that a lot of YouTubers started doing a few years back was they started making all of their videos a minimum of 10 minutes long. And that's only because when a video is 10 minutes long or longer, in terms of monetization, you'll end up getting paid more for people who watch the ads and stuff like that. But that's just people getting greedy with money and just abusing the system. But I think, don't make your videos longer than they need to be, is my best advice for that. And for this question, 1 high quality video per week or 2 videos per week with medium content quality. I mean, quality videos are absolutely fundamental. So if you can only have time to upload 1 super good quality video a week, then do that over 2 medium content quality, I guess is how you put it. So yeah, always focus on quality.
Okay. My microphone doesn't want to leave. I don't know what's happened. Okay, I will use just this microphone. Okay, the next question, how to increase subscribers? Yeah, it's a broad question.
Okay, I mean, there's so many ways to increase subscribers. I think the ones you should always focus on is from the viewers of your content who are interested in your content. So, I say to people when they're watching my videos, so it's like, well, if you're enjoying this content, consider subscribing because you'll get more of this kind of content. As well, look to expose or at least look into different communities online that have your target audience in them. And we were mentioning about Quora or Reddit subreddits and Facebook groups, Twitter hashtags, all of these sorts of things where you'll be able to at least find relevant audiences to your content. I think those are the best ways. Also consider utilizing something like an email list. If you've got a website where you've got loads of email newsletter subscribers, consider using that if you are going to start uploading similar types of content on YouTube. That could be a good way to get subscribers. But again, I have to stress that, the point of YouTube is not to get subscribers. And people will often say, YouTube SEO, you need more subscribers to be visible on YouTube. That's not the case. The only reason you might want to get more subscribers is just to get verified, which I think you might need 100,000 subscribers to get a tick. But if you have that and you get about 200 views on every video, that's just not going to look good for your channel. So I would always focus on the views more so than the subscribers. And if people are enjoying the content that you're creating, those views will turn into subscribers. So I would always put the focus on the views as opposed to just the number of subscribers, because sometimes it's just a vanity metric. It can, you can say the same thing about Twitter followers, for instance. What's more important to you, more Twitter followers or more Twitter engagement? So more people clicking and going through to your website, more people commenting, liking, etc. Yeah. Natalia, your mic cut off just then.
Oh.
Yeah, no, I hear you now. I hear you.
Okay, I don't know what's happened with my microphone. That's okay. I can use another one. And I often see some channels that have a lot of subscribers, like 100,000 subscribers, and low engagement. And some small YouTubers have like a few thousand subscribers, and a lot of engagement. It depends. It's better to think how to produce content that people wanna comment, like, share with others, because if you get a lot of subscribers and nobody cares, it doesn't help you to get some results. Okay, the next question. Would love to have a chance at being reviewed as well. Freaky Toll Reviews. Oh, give me a few seconds. I try to open this channel, Freaky Toll Reviews. 1 moment. I have some troubles as well. Freaky Toll Reviews. So Freaky Toll.
It seems to be working now on my end.
You can share the screen.
All right. Yeah, I was just checking back on it, and now it seems to be okay. All right, so hopefully you can see this. So I expect that the first thing, which is quite good, is that I started typing out your channel, and it came up like here in the auto suggest. So that's first and foremost quite a good sign. And you don't even have, too many subscribers as well. So already you can see that people are actually searching for your content. And I can see this as well, even having a channel trailer that's literally just a channel trailer, to have so many views is actually really good. So let me just look through here and see what kind of things you review. Okay, I see. So this seems to be actually a bunch of different things. You're doing some monthly things. There's a lot of kind of gaming tech stuff here as well, consoles. So yeah, I think looking at your thumbnails, they look all right. Are they the best kind of thumbnails I've seen about reviews? Probably not. I think the kind of thumbnails you should look to kind of emulate would be MKBHD, I think. So his, a lot of people know this guy for tech reviews and stuff. He's got some great thumbnails. So, but they're not bad. Let me just look through the playlists here. So you've got quite a few playlists. Some of them, obviously, you've got your product reviews there, vehicle reviews. That's fine. Let me see. Using the discussion channel, at least, yeah, you're replying to the discussion stuff. Consider also just adding comments here. And just getting conversations going about things. People maybe can suggest, videos for you to do in the future. I think the description is okay. It's quite to the point. And yeah, I mean, this channel is fairly new as well. So for a fairly new channel, it's actually pretty good. You've started off quite well. I would say, let me just go into your most recent video just to take a look at, you've got a decent amount. So this is about just over 10% engagement rate in terms of likes. You could do with some more comments as well. I wouldn't have, okay, I guess, yeah, because you're splitting it into about, size. That's fine. There is probably more that you can do. And, yeah, there's a lot more content you can probably add into the descriptions. You could add also hashtags as well, like hashtag Rogue Echo Bike or something like that. So add a few hashtags in the description. I assume that these are affiliate links. And yeah, I think, to be honest, as long as you're enticing people and kind of, audible calls to actions in your videos, telling people to like the videos and subscribe. Oops, just played the new one. Just want to see if you're using end screens on your videos, which you are as well. So you've got your custom kind of outro there. So yeah, there's not too much wrong here. I think, your banner looks good. You get a decent amount of views for your subscriber count. You should probably look to get almost 200 views a video to get that minimum 20%, which you do seem to get in your other videos as well. Some of them do a lot better than other ones. But I think, yeah, it's just one of those things where you just need to be more consistent. I feel like for you, the most important thing right now would just be the consistency, because that's going to essentially help you grow even further, and you'll be able to reach a bunch of new people. So, you've got the foundations there. Just you've got to remain consistent, continue uploading quality videos.
Yeah, we have another channel, Bing Twins, and he submitted a lot of comments. We need to check it out.
Okay, so what we meant by quality was we put a lot of work into our production quality. Okay, we do reviews, reactions, some evergreen content. All right, let's have a look. And please, Anatoly, let me know how many of these we'll be doing, because I don't want to, run out of time for.
Oh, okay. We can check out one more after this, because yeah, we have a lot of requests. But guys, I'm sorry. In the next webinar, we have another guest, and we'll provide more insights about YouTube promotion. And yeah, I'm sorry, we have a lack of time.
No, that's fine. I'll try and kind of whiz through these as well as I can. So, I think the branding here is quite simple. I'm a big fan of simplicity. So you've got 71 subscribers, and your channel was created, again, kind of middle of last year. So in terms of this is a problem, and this is a problem because your subscribers based on your view count is like 1%. So, are you enticing people to subscribe, or are people kind of just watching your videos and then leaving? So let's just see. So you're doing reaction videos. And yeah, there's definitely an audience out there for reaction videos for different, whether it's music, whether it's films, TV shows, etc. So I can see it's a lot of content here. I don't see any kind of consistent text apart from the yellow that I see in the borders. But, are people going to associate kind of a yellow border with your branding? I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. But let's see if you're utilizing playlist, which you are, and that's fine. Your about page is quite thin as well. There's a lot more content that you can add here. Let me just quickly take a look at a video that you posted up recently. So you've got, and I like the production. I can see what you mean by quality and production, because your production looks great. I really like this, the kind of background you've got going on here. I think the quality of your camera as well is really good, and that's 70p. So yeah, you're running 60 frames per second, and that's great. But let's take a look at the hashtags here. You can put them at the bottom. They don't need to be at the top here. And, this is where you're just using the probably upload defaults. So, thin content on the description. There definitely needs to be a lot more here about the reaction about this Legacy Season 3 trailer. There's definitely a lot more you can do. Also reply to these comments as well. Even though it's 2 comments, these are 2 people who might want to subscribe, and maybe they're not one of your 71 subscribers so far. But you're using the CTAs here, like and subscribe. Are you using that and saying it at the same time? That's, maybe you are. I haven't listened to the audio, but that's something important as well. You've got your little outro with the end screens there. So again, it's one of those things where you got to think of how are we going to turn the viewers into subscribers, and seeing that you upload sometimes, in the space of a few days, you'll upload 3 videos. But then can you see how this goes to 2 weeks and then 3 weeks? And then you've had a few in 1 month, then you've had 1 more maybe in another month. But this is the kind of thing where you might want to consider just being more consistent with your uploading schedule, as opposed to uploading one video, then the next day another, next day another. Maybe consider doing maybe 2 a week at specific days of the week. That might be good for you as well. And then also consider, if you're reviewing or doing reaction videos to different films and TV series, again, I say time and time again, go on these online communities, go on Reddit. You'll find subreddits specifically about, Legacy Season 3 or whatever it may be. So go into that, try and engage with people, add value, and hopefully from there you'll be able to build up your subscriber count and also your views as well.
Okay, yeah, great insights. We have like 5 channels, you can choose one of them, or we can provide some brief insights, short one.
Yeah, I think, I think in terms of reviewing channels and stuff, there'll be a lot of things that will be consistent. So the stuff that I say for, let's say, the previous 2 channels, there will definitely be things for everyone to take a look at their own channels and look into. And obviously, we don't have time to look through all of them. But I think, if I just kind of summarize on the key kind of points, so I feel especially for channels that are looking to grow, the focus shouldn't be so much about the kind of number of subscribers you have. The focus should be on creating consistent, high quality videos that people want to watch till the end, because if they do that, then other people who watch similar videos who aren't subscribed to you, they're gonna get the prompts, they're gonna see it in their browse features on the YouTube home screen, they're gonna see your videos come up on suggested videos. So all of these sorts of things you need to focus on, because that essentially is how you're going to get more growth. And when you get more growth, it's all going to be about preserving and nurturing that audience, because these are going to be people who may very well watch every video that you upload, right? So I think it's more important to focus on the subscribers you have and making sure that they engage as much as possible to then be able to leverage that and grow your audience over a longer period of time. But if you want to look into like specific YouTube SEO things or other video marketing things, I do have a playlist on my YouTube channel about that, about video marketing, and there is also a video specifically about YouTube SEO and about the algorithm in a bit more detail. If there's no time to mention that right now.
Okay, I propose to reply to give some brief replies, to questions that we have. And guys, about review channels, it takes a lot of time. I'm sorry, but in the next webinar, you can submit all of them, and I will try to do my best, to provide these insights, because we have an awesome YouTube expert, he's recognizable in this niche. You can check out on this channel, and we'll start the, to review your channels in the next webinar. But right now we need to reply some questions. The first one from Robert. Give me a few seconds. Can electric channel like mine gain followers with a specific strategy? I make all kinds of videos for fun and organize them by categories. Just curious.
Yeah, I think you can. I think you just got to be careful of creating, because like if you're saying you're creating content for the fun of it, sometimes it's making sure that, even if it's a fun thing for you to upload, is it going to be the best type of content to upload on your channel for your audience? That's also something you need to keep in mind. But there shouldn't be a reason where, you're uploading content, you categorize them in playlists, and hopefully your audience will like that content.
Okay. Can you do more than making good content and fill in a good description and text to increase views?
Well, can you do more? Yeah, that you can do more. You can go and look, like I said, other communities online, different places online where your audience might, or potential audience, are hanging out, and be able to kind of introduce yourself to them so that they do check out your content. So there's always more you can do, like off YouTube, essentially, to try and get more views and get new subscribers.
By the way, what do you think about writing long descriptions? Because I see some channels don't care about description a lot and have a lot of views. Other channels care a lot. I think it depends. What is your opinion about the length of description?
I think it really does depend. There's no kind of a formula to do it. I just think that in general, the bigger channel you are, the less important the description becomes. So, if you're a new channel and you're trying to at least show YouTube so that it understands the relevancy of your content to show to the right people, then your description, as well as your title, your tags, etc., are going to be very important to facilitate that. So descriptions are important. If you can write long descriptions and just be as descriptive as possible, then that's the best strategy to go for.
Okay. The question, at what point does it make sense to start a merch line?
You need to ask. You need to ask your audience. You need to ask them to comment. You need to get a feel for how people are engaging with your content. If they are going to be interested in merch, I think that's something that you need to wait until you've grown your audience to the point where you can create, for example, polls that come up and people can vote if they are interested in your merch or not. So just wait, grow the audience out, and then ask them in your videos, ask them to comment, etc. And then they'll let you know. I suppose I can't kind of say yes or no, but
yeah, sure. Okay, can we make different type of content on one channel and playlist the type separately?
It depends how different these different types of content are. For example, like my channel is about digital marketing, and there's so many things like content marketing, video marketing, etc. I keep them in different playlists, but because it's all under that umbrella of digital marketing. If I wanted to create videos about sport and videos about tech, I would have two different channels to do that.
Okay, just a few questions. We have a major drop in recommended videos as a source. How can you solve this?
I think it's just about the engagement. So like checking the engagement you get from your videos, checking your watch time, because usually if you have better watch time, then it'll be easier for YouTube to suggest your videos to other people who are interested in similar things.
Yeah, good. Should you follow a basic color scheme when creating a YouTube channel?
I don't know. Depends what what you want your brand to be like, what you want your channel to be like. If you want it to be super sophisticated, very graphic-y and stuff like that, then do that. But if you want to keep it simple, keep it simple. As long as you're consistent with it. So don't just start very simple and then make all of your thumbnails super sophisticated, because then it just kind of looks a bit weird. So you just got to stick to what you want it to be, and that's the beauty of YouTube. You as a content creator on YouTube, you decide all of these things. So I'm not going to tell you that one's better than the other. You got to pick what you want to do, and you've got to stick to it, and you've got to just enjoy it, I suppose. But
yeah, and the last question: should you follow a basic? No, it's not this question. Oh, I think, yeah, it was the last question. Oh, okay, cool. Okay, guys, if you want to get some YouTube reviews, go to the next webinar. I share my screen. You can, we have a guest from UK as well, David Walsh, and he's recognizable. He has a lot of subscribers on his channel, over 200,000 subscribers, and yep, he shares only insights about growing on YouTube. Yep, it's the main point. You can submit your channels, and we will check out on the next webinar. Thanks a lot for all valuable insights. I enjoy the process. I hope to invite you one more time if you have this time, of course, and yep, to review channels or for SEO insights. And before we leaving, tell where people can find you. Which way is the best for you?
Well, I think if you're on YouTube now and you're interested in digital marketing content, whether it's video marketing, SEO, just search for me on YouTube, Itamar Blauer. You should find me. And subscribe, but only subscribe if you're going to watch my videos. So if you're not, don't subscribe to me. But yeah, thanks a lot so much, Anatoly, for having me on here. It was very fun.
Cool. You can find all links in the description below. Just open it, subscribe to the channels, and see you the next webinar. Okay, guys, thank you for watching.
Cheers.